great sporting fairy tales. Leicester City defying all the odds to become champions in 2015-16, but it's been quite some ride ever since. Managers came and went, new styles were implemented, but ultimately success was in short supply and frustrations were mounting.
But there's plenty of positivity at the King Power these days, thanks to Brendan Rodgers' revolution. 5 wins in the final 10 games of the 18-19 campaign showed that he had an instant impact, a style of football that suited, and the fans were dreaming of glory once again. Rodgers had a summer-long fight to keep hold of his influential central defender Harry Maguire, a fight he ultimately lost. Maguire became the world's most expensive defender when he joined Manchester United for more than £80 million.
But the focus for reinforcements was further forward and with an eye on youth. Yuri Tiedemann signed on a permanent basis, having shot on loan. Feather Belgian Dennis Pratt arrived from Sampdoria, and Jose Perez moved south from Newcastle, a new-look team with a new fan belief.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. We've had a good pre-season. Players have worked very hard, been able to get across lots of ideas that we wanted to on and off the pitch. So yeah, we're excited about the season.
It happened so good here that I wanted to keep it going like that and keep it going in a positive way. And the club has a lot of ambition, and I felt really good here during my time. The last 4 months of the championship last season, so yeah, I felt really good, and I just wanted to come back and to improve my game in here.
And so the campaign began against Wolves, both teams with ambitions to challenge the established order. The resulting goalless draw was unremarkable, but notable for the intervention of VAR, spotting a handball by Wolves' Willy Bobby, and so relief for Leicester on the opening weekend.
But the overriding emotion in game week 2 was frustration, a missed opportunity at Chelsea.
There's a chance for Mason Mount. Schmeichel smothered, Pulisic followed up, and Soyuncu hooked it behind. Mount has stolen and scored. An horrendous moment for Wilfred Ndidi. Mason Mount was unforgiving and unerring. Fuchs has got a deflection and tipped onto the roof of the net. Christian Fuchs wasn't a long way away from getting very lucky then. Maddison's corner, Ndidi! Atones! A first half horror, a second half hero. It's 1 each at the bridge. Pedro. Plays it for Maddison. Maddison has blazed over. Now that should have been. Leicester have the bit between their teeth here. The intent to win on either side was crystal clear, but Frank Lampard, on his first day as the boss at Stamford Bridge, has to settle just for a single first point.
2 games played, only 2 points on the board, but they made it 5 with a win at newly promoted Sheffield United, thanks to a belter from Barnes.
Soyuncu's header. Oh, what a strike! A stick of dynamite! Harvey Barnes introduces himself with something rather extraordinary.
Another dominant display wrapped up the month with 3 more points against Bournemouth. So a fine start. No Harry Maguire was proving to be no problem.
Việc là hướng tới đấu trưởng triều đình, đội bóng đã không thể làm được điều đó vào năm ngoái. Nhưng điều tuyệt vời
a lot of the fans I talk to are talking about European football. What about you as players?
I mean, it's like I say, that is another sort of aim of ours. We want to push for Europe. I think it was sort of last year as well. We didn't quite reach it, which was disappointing. But the great thing about football, there's another season now. There's more games coming. We've got a chance to put that right and to push for European football, and that's definitely an objective for us.
Only a month in and talk of European football was in the air, and two big matches to start September would be a telling indicator of Leicester's strength.
Rashford, challenged by Sanuccio, it's a penalty. Schmeichel set, it's Rashford, who sends Schmeichel the wrong way. The perfect start for Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer delighted. Leicester creating their own problems. Their unbeaten run is over.
Yeah, it's obviously frustrating. I mean, we had a good chance coming here, and you know, if we'd have had probably the rub of the green a little bit more, then you know, we'd have had a chance.
Kane has scored more against Leicester than any other team.
Jamie Vardy looking to spoil the Spurs party. Fabulous from Jamie Vardy. Here's Kane.
Fantastic finish. Stunning. Kane.
Jamie Vardy again.
Oh, that is a beauty. How good is he?
The top six was tight before Tottenham came to the King Power. The two teams began level on points, but by the end of the day, Leicester had stolen a march.
Barnes, Chilwell galloping beyond him. Barnes has found Maddison, and Maddison tiptoes. Oh, James Maddison! Deprived of what would have been a truly glitzy goal by Gazzaniga at his near post. In by Maddison, out by Kane. Collected by Tielemans. Gazzaniga smells. Jose Perez bundles it in with the help on hand of Wilfred Ndidi.
Just looking at those blue shirts coming out there, he looks offside there to me. Jose Perez.
Yeah. No goal. That's the right call. Lamela, what a lovely pass for Son. Who flicked it on for Kane! Oh, what a finish! He scores lying down, Harry Kane. That's how good he is. Tielemans and Vardy. Gazzaniga threw out a palm and Danny Rose scraped it behind. Ndombele. Soyuncu's tackle. Kane's follow-up. It is Serge Aurier! 2-0 Tottenham!
There's just a check going on VAR. I thought Son looked like he was onside. It's a tight one. Gone against him.
No goal. Leicester's fans celebrate as if it were a goal of their own. Soyuncu, Maddison, Barnes, Vardy, behind Barnes for Ricardo! And moments after seemingly staring into a 2-goal deficit, Leicester are in fact level at 1-1. By Chilwell, down by Vardy for Chowdhury. Set for Maddison! There's a little bit of the special about James Maddison. And Leicester have a lead. The fabulous Foxes have it. That is one terrific win for Brendan Rodgers. Leicester, at least in the immediate term, up to second in the Premier League.
It's going to be difficult for you to keep a lid on that top six talk now. Yeah, but still very early. You know, I think we've had a tough start in terms of games. You know, Chelsea away, Manchester United away, Tottenham at home. But yeah, we'll get through into the new year and see where we're at February, March time. But at the minute, we just focus on our performance, and today's performance was very good.
The Foxes were flying, and a 5-star performance against Newcastle further underlined that this team was a new force to be reckoned with.
No one picking up Pereira! From Ricardo Pereira. Spearing it over the top. Vardy continues his run. The angle is tight. That doesn't matter. Classic Leicester City. The deflection spins it in. Newcastle concede twice in the space of 3 minutes. Brighton and Vardy. There's number 4. the final ignominy for Newcastle United.
Leicester ended the second month of action above the likes of Arsenal, United, Spurs and Chelsea. It seemed there was no stopping them. The squad was developing into a force to be reckoned with. The King Power was a fortress, and Brendan Rodgers had a number of key men he could count on as they maintained momentum at the top of the table. James Maddison was one of the club's most creative forces. Long admired by the so-called top six, he was loving life at Leicester.
I feel like I'm a better, more rounded, more experienced player now from the short time I've worked with him. I feel like it's his hungriness to make us better as well. You know, it's not just us wanting to learn. We have to want to learn, but you can tell he gets joy out of improving players and getting better teams.
October began with a growing sense of belief. Against the big boys, Leicester had proved their fearlessness. But how would they fare against all-conquering Liverpool on Brendan Rodgers' Anfield return?
Liverpool's Kplus! Oh, Gerrard has slipped. Biggest ever Premier League defeat.
Brendan Rodgers is sacked after 3 trophyless years.
Sensational! It's out of Evans' reach, and guess who's through? It's Sadio Mane! Liverpool knew they would be facing a challenge today. Well, that is the way to rise to it. Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool on the front foot here with a few options available. Salah! Terrific reaction from Schmeichel. You must have seen that late. Brighton. Perez. Took it well, Perez. And through to Maddison! And Leicester have got their equaliser! They stayed in the game, and it's paid off! Brighton got into bother though. Sadio Mane goes to ground. Penalty is given. This is one big kick for James Milner. He's done. He's won it. Liverpool seem to have all the answers at the moment. Brendan Rodgers will be gutted that he doesn't leave Anfield with a point on his return here 4 years and 1 day after he was sacked.
Tough on the pitch and off it too. October marked the year anniversary of the passing of former club chairman Kun Vichai, a time for reflection about a man loved by all.
It's a bit of a strange week. Can't really believe it's been a year. Still a very strange feeling, the whole thing. Still doesn't seem real. You kind of have to get on with your life, you have to get on with your job, and time just flies all of a sudden, and here we are.
The boss is constantly on our minds still, and every time we go onto the field, we think about him, and we want to, do him proud with our actions. We know what he's all about. We know what he wants, from the club and from the players, and that's success.
All he ever asked from us was to fight. That was the only thing he ever said, was just keep fighting right till the end. Whatever the result may be, it'll be as it will be, but the only thing he was asking for was just to keep fighting till the end. As long as we did that, he was happy. And I mean, I think it's safe to say without him, none of us would be here. The history, the memories we've made together as a club, as a family, probably wouldn't have happened. And for myself personally, it's given stability in my life. I've been at a club for so long now, and it's been an amazing journey. And I think for his family, the best thing we can do to help them through this period is to make sure that they don't have to think about the footballing side. That there's no issues at all on the footballing side. So as long as we take care of our jobs, they can have a little bit of joy from the fact that we're doing well.
How Kunvichai would have loved the new style cultivated by Brendan Rodgers. The team were free scoring as Southampton fans at their cost on an historic St Mary's night.
Decent save, Chilwell on the follow-up scores. First blood to Leicester City. Valerie with a touch that sets up Tielemans, and goal number 2 is so simple. Here's Iosi Perez. Back for Iosi Perez again, and there's number 3. Flipped in towards the far post, and there is number 4 by Perez. And it could get worse yet. It's Vardy! It is 5! Barnes finding Perez, and there's his hat-trick, number 6. Chilwell for Vardy! Every time they push forward, it looks as though they're going to score. Wonderful strike from Maddison. A hat-trick for Jamie Vardy, and with the last kick of the game, history is made. It's the first time in top-flight history that any side has ever won by 9 goals on the road. Just when you think you've seen it all.
9 goals scored in their 10th game of the season meant they were only 2 points off second-place Manchester City at the end of October. A remarkable start for Rodgers and his team.
But the Foxes were fully aware that in the coming weeks, some of the Premier League's biggest names would come hunting for their top 4 place.
We know it's going to be tough. We know every game is difficult, the trainings are difficult, so we know no one will give us nothing, and we have to work for that. But of course we are pleased with our performance, and we want to keep going like this, but we know we have a long way to go.
The record-breaking win at Southampton was a huge injection of self-belief. And week in, week out, as the wins kept on coming, the charge was on.
It again. Sancho scoops and scores, and Leicester lead on the road again. Vardy, Ray, Vardy wins it! Jamie Vardy flying! Brendan Rodgers has them cruising in the right direction. Ricardo, touch for Vardy! Beautifully slipped from Leicester! Goal for Vardy, and Maddison clears it in! Leicester are flying! There's something happening here again!
Vardy will find Perez! Iosi Perez has broken the deadlock. Tamari Gray, and it is a penalty. Vardy does make it 2-0. Leicester City can do no wrong at the moment.
Gibraltar Bay. Richarlison! And against the odds, Everton strike. It's Kelechi Iheanacho. It's Jamie Vardy. It's 1-1. 6 games in a row for Leicester's number 9. Ricardo. Kelechi Iheanacho wins it! Offside, offside. Sorry, Kelechi, it's not to be. Ooh, you know. It's going to be a goal. It's going to be a goal. It's a winning goal. 5 millimetres. That's what happens to winners.
Are you title contenders?
We've not been speaking about it. We've just been taking each game as they come. We know that when we're on as game, we can give anyone a game.
They're coming together. The referee had a good view of that, and he says penalty. Vardy gets himself into the zone. He finishes fantastically. 7 games in a row he's scored. Maddison seeking the second. Victory complete. 2-0. Wrapped up. 95th minute.
Iheanacho rolled through here for Jamie Vardy. Who'll get a second crack at this and eventually score. Jamie Vardy again and again and again. Tielemans. Maddison. Iheanacho. That is a smart finish. Leicester just keep on flying. Consa left it for Grealish. That is a smart finish through the crowd. Evans. That's a smashing header. Leicester have a cushion again. Shifted forward hurriedly for Vardy, who is goal side of target here. Jamie Vardy rolls it in, and Leicester will win again.
There's Puki, away from Sancho, and he scores. Maddison with the corner kick. Who else? Jamie Vardy with the equalising goal. He can't be given an inch. There's frustration for Leicester City and Brendan Rodgers at the King Power. Leicester lose a bit of ground in the title race.
8 wins on the spin meant the prospect of a Champions League return was very real. They were sitting pretty in second and were 13 points ahead of 5th-placed Spurs. Jamie Vardy will forever be a Leicester City legend, and he's still one of the club's key men. He's one of the Premier League super strikers. His form belies his age, and once again it's thanks to the work his manager puts in.
Showed us the very first day he came in on a little PowerPoint display what he wanted, and this is how he plays, and everyone took it straight on board. Trainings, everything you could ask for. It's all match pace, all sharp, so that you're going into games feeling ready for that match. No, he was just saying he'd seen me play for a number of years and liked what strengths I had, and he wanted to try and use them to the best of the ability to help the team out. And it all comes down to me working hard on the training field to obviously make sure I get selected first and foremost, and then obviously taking what we do on that training field into the matches.
Jamie is a great striker to play with. He's a guy who just wants to score goals and run forward, so for me it's pretty easy, and I just have to drop the ball where he runs, and then he just finishes it. So I think it's pretty easy to play with him. He's very smart as well, very clever in his runs, and defensively he's very important for the team. So yeah, it's very easy to play with him. He's a great guy as well, so yeah, very good for the team.
Vardy is front and centre, of course. His run of scoring in 8 consecutive games a key reason for their early season success. But team spirit is key, and the key to keeping a tight-knit squad was with a different-sized ball.
At the heart of Leicester City's club record run is an unbreakable team spirit, and I've come into the city centre to a place that just before this remarkable sequence of results helped to build it.
We trained obviously most of the week, and then we had a nice little morning this morning, and some crazy golf, and a nice meal together, lunch together. So yeah, sometimes it breaks the cycle. You're doing the same thing all the time. for players and for staff. It's nice to be able to go away and do something different.
Brendan Rodgers organised like a team bonding day, and we did players versus staff. So we put in like the Ryder Cup format. So you get points, and at the end we'd add them all up, and it's either the staff or the players. And players came out on top, fortunately. So yeah, we're holding to that.
Not at all.
We ran away with it, to be honest.
With any successful team, you need everyone pulling together, not just the 11 players who start. And it's the likes of Christian Fuchs, Dennis Pratt, Kelechi Iheanacho and James Justin who have stepped into the side in recent weeks to great effect.
As long as we keep this form up, then it doesn't matter who we're playing, and then we just have to go in head focused on that game and try and do our best to win.
No matter what the sport, it seems the Leicester players just aren't used to losing.
Brendan Rodgers' laid-back approach was working. His methods hadn't gone unnoticed either. Arsenal were in need of a new manager after they'd parted ways with Unai Emery. Rodgers was reportedly at the top of their list to replace him.
Can you clarify one thing for us? Is there actually a clause in your contract that if a club meets it, you can go?
No, listen, there probably is in most managers' contracts, Jeff. Listen, it's all hypothetical, all these types of situations. I think for me at this moment, we've had a brilliant win today. As I said, we came back really well. My focus is very much with Leicester, and because I made a change 8-9 months ago, and I came into here, and I've been so happy since I came into here to work with the players, and I feel we still have a lot of work to do. So like I said, most managers' contracts will have something in that, but for me, my only concentration on is Leicester.
The speculation ended late in the month. The club tied their manager down to a new long-term deal. Rodgers was, of course, delighted.
Yeah, I was just honoured that the club have been happy with our work since we came in, and all the relationships are very strong and very open, and for me here it's very clean and very simple. So a great team of people here at the stadium and at the training ground, and ultimately my commitment is, of course, with the players and to make them better and improve the team. But of course, hopefully we can help the club move forward. So yeah, we've been talking for a few weeks.
Leicester City was a club on the up once again. The whole landscape had changed in the space of a year. Now they were coming up against their two nearest rivals, Manchester City and league leaders Liverpool, and there was a feeling that they could beat both.
There's Riyad Mahrez. Kevin De Bruyne strikes the outside of the post. Do not rule anything out when it comes to this man. Otamendi. Mahrez kills the ball beautifully with his left foot. Riyad Mahrez, it's beautifully done. Ricardo just about got to it. Jesus thought he'd scored his first home goal this season. Trying to set Jamie Vardy away here. Vardy is in behind. Jamie Vardy! It's brilliant from Vardy! He just won't leave Pep's Manchester City alone! Mahrez trying to liven things up here. Riyad Mahrez! He helped Leicester City to the title, Riyad Mahrez. And now he's just plotted a route back into this game against Leicester City. Raheem Sterling. Sterling hits the deck. Penalty. Ricardo with the challenge. And Manchester City have a spot kick. Gundogan. Clerical. Manchester City have to be flawless now. And they now have the edge against Leicester. Mendy's cross beyond Sterling. Mahrez! Schmeichel gets down to it. Fabulous stop to keep Leicester City in the picture. Kevin De Bruyne driving at Soyuncu and away from Soyuncu. De Bruyne, Jesus! And that may just finish off Leicester. Manchester Leicester City cut the gap between themselves and top spot. We didn't really see the real Leicester here this evening, but credit Manchester City for that. They've beaten Leicester by 3 goals to 1.
Leicester City đã không thể có được một trận đấu khả quan trước Manchester City, và sau đó trong trận đấu gặp Liverpool họ cũng đã không thể tạo ra được điều bất ngờ.
For Leicester, push out, they can't get too far out before he comes back in again. It's a brilliant header. Roberto Firmino claims the goal. Appeals for a penalty, given. Michael Oliver saw a hand, points to the spot. Never in doubt. Leicester fans believe their hopes of another impossible dream fizzling out in the December night sky. Alexander-Arnold flashes it in. 3-0. Irresistible, irrepressible, irrespective of who they're playing. It could get worse for them yet. Alexander-Arnold, brilliantly hit. Liverpool tearing Leicester apart. The Foxes have been well and truly hunted on Boxing Day.
Back-to-back defeats for the first time all season knocked Leicester out of their stride, but the top 4 hopes remained intact. They were 9 points clear of the Champions League chasing pack. 10 months under Brendan Rodgers had transformed Leicester City. Over the course of 2019, a languishing and labouring team had become one of the most exciting in the land.
His number 9 was a perfect 10-2. He was leading the way in the league, outscoring all the other brilliant strikers. And he was in good company in Europe too, keeping pace with some of the best in world football. He'd had quite a year.
Flying high in the table, with a cohesive bunch of informed talents, Leicester fans were dreaming of a memorable new year ahead. The new decade began on Tyneside, and in some style too, with a convincing win over Newcastle.
Possession gifted them by Newcastle. It's Perez! Terrible defending, and back at his former club, Ayoze Perez scores for Brendan Rodgers. Clearance by Lejeune, really tired clearance. This is Madison! Oh my word! Right off the sweet spot from James Madison, and again Florian Lejeune, the culprit. Fuchs, Perez onto Gray. Pick the right pass he can, and Didi for Chowdhury. Oh, wonderful goal! Hamza Chowdhury puts the gloss on another 3 points for Leicester City.
Momentum was also building in the Cups. Wigan was seen off with ease in the FA Cup, and Wembley was in sight in the Carabao Cup after a semi-final first-leg draw with Aston Villa.
But then came back-to-back defeats once again, Southampton and Burnley avenging defeats from earlier in the season. Although that bad run was halted briefly, a dominant win over West Ham in the league and Brentford in the FA Cup did make it seem like things were back on track.
But then came a shattering blow as Wembley dreams disappeared amidst last-minute drama at Villa Park. It was semi-final and bust in the Carabao Cup. And to make matters worse, injury to Wilfred Ndidi would force a lengthy absence for one of the team's unsung stars. The stats underline just how pivotal he had become, with a marked reduction in wins and points without the Nigerian midfielder, a man who clearly loves being a part of the new-look Leicester, but there's more to life than football.
Wilfred Ndidi is officially one of the hardest workers in the Premier League, but that doesn't end after training. The Nigerian international has signed up for a degree at the local De Montfort University.
Education is very important because growing up in Nigeria, I was homeschooled, and then seeing other kids not being able to actually go to school because the parents couldn't afford it. It's just a personal thing for me that I want to do, just to actually expand myself and know a couple of things and understand.
The Leicester midfielder claims he doesn't get recognised on campus.
I'm a fan of Leicester and I enjoy your goal last week.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The whole environment is really amazing. Though I come being cool, like no one knows, just step in class and then after class I go.
How proud are your family back home that you're doing it all together at the same time?
They're really proud. For me, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell. I only told my mom and my dad.
Ndidi's degree is in tourism and business. He aims eventually to set up a football resort back home in Nigeria. But is the first worry perhaps helping Leicester into the top 6?
Not top 6, but I would say top 3. Just joking. We don't just say top 6, top 3. But even if we try to minimize, we have to get the games and then get the points out of the games before we can place ourselves at the top.
I think the bell's about to ring. Get to your class quickly.
The top 4 spot wasn't in danger just yet, but cracks were starting to show. They needed to be addressed and quickly if they were to avoid any complications in their bid to play Champions League football. The first half of the season was plain sailing for Leicester City. The second half of the campaign, though, was proving to be anything but. Momentum had slowed, goals weren't as plentiful, and wins weren't so easy to come by.
Every week is crucial in the Premier League, so not going to be easy. So it's going to be a hard game. I think how many games left now? So it's going to be a tough one. So everyone fighting for the top 4, the top 6, and people don't want to go to relegation and all that. So everyone is fighting hard.
It was time then to get back on track, but easier said than done, with big tests against their fellow European contenders.
2 teams with a common goal. The battle for a top 4 finish intensifies. It's time to stand up and be counted.
Felt Leicester should have won the reverse game at Stamford Bridge, and there will be a similar feeling after the rematch at the King Power.
Now takes Rudiger's up, and Chelsea have their lead. Antonio Rudiger with a towering header.
A tough week. That's not getting any better for Leicester City.
Tielemans, Barnes. Harvey Barnes, it's in! Goals in 3 consecutive Premier League games for Harvey Barnes, and the Foxes are level again. Here's Chilwell. Caballero came and now must retreat. Tielemans. Chilwell! Sweeps the Foxes into a lead. Far side, and Rudiger's header is a belter. That is a terrific header. 2-inch.
No, we were playing against Chelsea, and People think it's a good point, but you know the position we got ourselves in the game and where we are in the league. You know, like I say, we're disappointed.
Held to a draw by Chelsea, and then the same story against Wolves. It was the exact same pattern from the first 2 games of the season, and now just 1 win in 5 before a meeting with their nearest rivals, Manchester City.
So the Leicester Dream Factory is working up another treat.
High-stake match, high-caliber opposition. Jamie Vardy, he just won't leave City alone. Riyad Mahrez, oh, that is majestic.
Madison! Oh my word! What a strike!
De Bruyne! Oh, brilliant!
Aguero, yes!
With support here from Tielemans, who's looking to free Vardy, and Vardy is goal side of Fernandinho and hits the post. Everything but the goal. Perfect the delivery. Soyuncu with the header away. Gundogan! He says it flew off an arm. VAR will check. Dennis Pratt will have his heart in his mouth. Penalty given. Aguero and Schmeichel saves! He would not be beaten. Mahrez is driving on here, and Gabriel Jesus scores for Manchester City. It is the champions who break through 10 minutes out from the 90.
A deflated feeling after a narrow defeat against the defending champions. A sign of just how far the club has come as they reach the 1-year anniversary of Brendan Rodgers' appointment. A transformative time.
The Fox's ambition and potential are an irresistible package for the first part of the challenge to aim for Europe.
Brendan Rodgers gets his first win as Leicester City manager.
Oh, what a strike!
Set for Madison! Oh!
It's the first time in top-flight history that any side has ever won by 9 goals on the road.
And Madison drills it in! This is a sparkling team! Kelechi Iheanacho wins it!
This is Madison! Oh my word!
There's something brewing in Leicester again. Brendan Rodgers is making it happen.
They sat 11th before his first game in charge, and Europe only a distant dream. But 12 months on, they were flying high in the top 3 and still looking good for the Champions League. And with the foundations being laid by one of the game's more progressive coaches, it seems exciting times lie ahead.
What would it mean for you and for this club to be back in the Champions League next season?
Well, to be back there for the second time in the history of the club would actually be a monumental achievement by everyone. To go from that period where the club was in a difficult place after the death of Kumbijai, to then show this sort of new energy and new happiness that could allow us to have a real positive legacy around him. It would be a fantastic experience. My last 2 jobs, the challenge was to get Liverpool back to the Champions League. Having been not in it for 5 years, and we were able to do that. But Celtic's history as the first British club to win the Champions League, the European Cup, was already there. For a club like Leicester, it probably wasn't deemed that we could do it. So it was a different challenge. But our focus was to show that we could fight to maybe arrive there. And if we could do it, it would be fantastic.
How exciting is the overall future for Leicester City, do you feel?
Yeah, very much so. I think, as you say, Steve, it's getting to, it's step by step, year on year, you want to improve. But it's about growth, it's about development, it's about stability. Like you say, really exciting. Next season, going to the new training facility. If we can find European football, would be amazing. And then the constant growth of the team and players improving and getting better. And like you say, you always have to improve, and that will mean looking at some targets for the end of the season.
The month didn't end well. Another defeat. But they still occupy the top 4 and by some distance. But February was not a good month. No wins in 4 games. Not the kind of form you want to be in going into the final phase of the season. After a run of 5 games without a win in all competitions, their longest drought all season, that winning feeling was back in March, and against Midland rivals to make it that bit sweeter for the fans. They reached the FA Cup quarter-finals with a win over Birmingham, before beating relegation strugglers Aston Villa in the league.
And off goes Barnes. Oh, and Rayner's come. He's nowhere. Leicester surely score here. Harvey Barnes. It was misread by Rayner, horribly really. And here's Barnes, the scorer of the 1 goal so far. Ings gets something on it, and it's a hand and arm, it's a penalty. Jamie Vardy, back in business. 2-0 Leicester City. Vardy now, we'll get it back to Barnes, it might come back to Vardy for a snap job, and a snap goal, and it's 3-0, and Vardy's come from the bench to score twice. Maddison, Tielemans, oh, that really does round it off. It's Harvey Barnes' night, and how. Villa's resistance is just ebbing away.
They were back in the groove then, but that something win over Aston Villa would prove to be the final match before the Premier League was suspended amidst the global COVID-19 pandemic.
Leicester City have recently issued a statement to underline what Brendan Rodgers told the assembled media at his press conference earlier, and that is that 3 of Leicester City's first team squad are in a period of self-isolation at home. They've been kept away from the training ground after showing early symptoms, very early symptoms, of the coronavirus.
Amidst the pause, the players still maintained their competitive spirit, especially James Maddison.
Hello and welcome back to the Premier League Invitation. We are down to our final 2 players. 1 game remains. It is the grand final, and it's Sheffield United versus Leicester.
There's got to be a copy going to Wilfred Ndidi.
James Maddison only
this final game, James Maddison. Oh, it wouldn't be, would it? It wouldn't be right without him scoring. James Maddison has scored 7 goals in total throughout this whole EPL Invitational. Referee wants to play 1 more corner before the party really does get underway for the Foxes. Away at Bramall Lane in a grand final, and it will be a 5-1 victory unless there's 1 more here. Referee, full time please. James Maddison will be your EPL Invitational champion. Congratulations.
Maddison, just give a message to the Leicester fans. Just tell us how much you've enjoyed being involved in this tournament, because obviously we're all doing this remotely from home. Huge effort from everyone to bring this to you from the Premier League. Everyone working remotely from home. It's been a great effort. How much have you enjoyed representing Leicester and being a part of the EPL Invitational?
Yeah, obviously seeing the first tournament like from a distance.
Đó ra là một sân chơi mà chúng ta đều cảm thấy rất thích thú, khán giả
but it's been fantastic. The fan engagement, like John said, has been really brilliant. Like social media and stuff. And just like another way to keep us occupied, so we keep us entertained. And yeah, the fan engagement has been brilliant. I've been obviously getting a bit sick off some of the teams, fans of the teams that I played against and beaten. I had a bit of mind games with, but it's all good fun and games. And like I said, it's all for a good cause. We'll stay inside and stuff. And thoroughly enjoyed the whole tournament. So delighted to come out with that win was for you, Leicester.
So a virtual victory providing some lockdown cheer. And back in the real world, the picture a very positive one. Occupying 3rd place in the Premier League and looking good for Champions League football next season.
It's been a tale of two Leicester Cities though this season. The Foxes were flying in the first half of the campaign, but have stuttered in the second. And there's been a noticeable drop in form and results since the halfway point. And the charge of the chasing pack is on. The challenge of 9 remaining fixtures against a mix of sides fighting for survival and pushing for Europe will decide Leicester's fate.
If they are to mix it with the elite of Europe next year, a solid defensive unit would have been a key reason why. With 10 clean sheets, more tackles made than any other team, and key individuals raising their game, Harry Maguire has never been missed.
At the other end of the pitch, Jamie Vardy has been having a party. Top scorer in the league this season with 19, and with games still to play, he could well beat his best ever tally of 24 in a single season. Players have returned to training and look raring to go. Manager Brendan Rodgers has revealed that he had coronavirus, but has since recovered from it ahead of the season resuming. All associated with the club will hope to deliver Champions League football to the Foxes fans. They have 9 games to prove they can do it.
The elation of the 15-16 title-winning season may never be rivaled, but the building blocks are now in place for more sustained success. Slick football, a youthful glint, and goals galore. So far a campaign to savour for Leicester City.